Thank you for joining me again on Expeditions Viking. I really feel that I should actually return home to Skjern, um, in order to inquire about the longship. I really should have done that before I left Skjern. So I have a feeling that it might be a quest that just sends me all over the map, and it would save time if I were to go back now rather than saving it for later. I really need to talk to Torfin about this fucking longship. So let's get the fuck back to Skjern. It's so weird how I can't deselect these people. And look at the fucking state of Nefcha. Critical fracture. Severe trauma. Kettle has severe trauma. It's fucking... What a disaster, like. Let's take everybody that's healthy. Wait, that's not where I wanted to go. What the hell? I wanted to go out to the fucking world map. Damn it. I wanted to go camping. I pressed the wrong thing. Let's get to the camps. A spot of camp raiding never hurt anybody. Okay. I really should have given Vivian more heal. I thought I did. It'll take forever for Aslif to heal from this light laceration. Absolutely forever. Yeah, Kettle seems the worst off. Nefja's the worst off, then Kettle. Groin, head trauma. Fucking ridiculous. Nope, you should rest. You rest, and you guard. Jaff Nahar. You guard as well. Onwards. Let's see if I have any points to spend. I need more healers. Give her heal? How do I give her the ability to heal people? She has full witchcraft. She does not have the ability to heal though. Spot traps, protect leadership. Healing, that's what I need. That is what I need. 9 skill points to upgrade. Occupied. What about this one? Or this one? 6 hours. Travel time 6 hours. Yeah, let's get talking to Thorfinn. I should have done this ages ago. Thorfinn is in his shop, teaching one of the boys of the village the proper use of an adze. They appear to be working on an oar. As you enter the workshop, he holds up a hand in greeting. Good work, kid. Just keep at it like until this side is done. I have to talk to the Thane, but I'll be right back. He stretches his back and comes over to shake your hand with a wide smile. I believe I have you and your friends to thank for returning my wife's jewellery. What can I do to repay this debt of gratitude? I'm mounting an expedition, and I need a new longship. He clasps his hands together and flashes you a wide grin. Oh, my dear man, I have been waiting for you to come to me with this task since your father's ship went with him into the afterlife. My master built that ship when I was just a young boy. I've always dreamt of completing such a project myself. That was a glorious vessel in its day, fast and durable. But I think I can build on that design and surpass my old master. What type of ship will you make? It'll be a Skjern, like your father's ship. A thin warship with a shallow keel. I'll put in 24 rowing benches so there's room for both your herd and some fowls. I will not be a raider. My ship must be a trade vessel. Thorfinn smiles. Very good. I'll make sure to leave plenty of room for cargo. Of course, it will need to be built as a warship. The position of our village gives us certain obligations, as I'm sure you're well aware. What do you need? Well, timber, first and foremost. You'll need to choose a tree that I will use to form the keel, the stern, and the hull. Our nearby forest has several grand old trees that would make for a fine ship. If you want me to undertake this project, I will meet you in the forest and help you choose a suitable tree. If I start immediately, I should be able to have your ship ready by late spring. What kinds of wood are you working for? Let's see, oak is the most common. It's a heavy and durable timber that will make for an intimidating vessel. Elm is a little lighter and more flexible. Could be used to make a slightly broader ship to haul a lot of cargo. Or perhaps spruce would be a good choice. It's a lighter material that would produce a fast ship. I will pick particular types of lumber for the different parts of your ship to ensure that every component is made with the best possible wood, but the principal material will have a great influence on the qualities of the finished vessel. We'll need sails soon. I'll ask Dagger and her girls what they can do. I'll need some new tools. My master's tool set is worn by age and shamefully outdated. Thorfinn's attention seems to slip off into the distance. Her husband, Keffel Duther, should be happy to help me with that. I'll need to produce a steering oar and some sort of anchor. He notices your apprehensive look at this growing list of demands or errands. Oh, this is nothing to worry about. I'll make all the arrangements. This all sounds good. I can't wait to see what you can do. Meet me in the forest near your uncle's house when you have time, and we'll pick out some timber and get started. Sigurdur walks up to you at a brisk pace and stops abruptly at a respectful distance. Giscard! I found something you need to deal with. What's going on? She spends most of her days roaming the countryside. Sigurdur tends to know what's happening in your lands better than anyone else. I've come across a group of travelers camping out in the forest. I can't tell if they're armed, so I thought I'd better steer clear. What colors do they wear? All sorts. Nothing identifies them as a fighting unit. How many are there? I saw 4 in the camp, but there was too much baggage for just the 4 of them. I think they must be 6 or 7. We ought to deal with this at once. Sigurdur lets out a shallow breath she seems to have held in for a while. which condenses in the cold into a wispy cloud between you. Lutter and I will keep an eye on them until you get there. Sigurdur checks the knife in her belt as he churns on the spot and strides away to the forest. Okay, unwanted guess. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's get rid of the fucking unwanted guess. Maybe they're not combat people. Maybe they're just travelers. I'll find out soon enough. Didn't I? Rather than actually go to the place I wanted to go, I just re-entered the area I was already in. Come on, let's go, let's go. Let's get the fuck to the forest already. Come on. Orphan is now following you. Okay. Look how straight the trunk on this ash is. A strong and heavy wood like this would make for an impressive ship, while leaving plenty of room for cargo. Not yet,
I always
Orphan.
loved these woods.
Remember when we turned this into Asgard and we had to fend off a Jotun invasion?
Yeah, that got so elaborate. That fantasy lasted a whole summer.
You were Thor, I was Balder, and Nefja was...
Heimdall, but as a woman. Oh man, I forgot about that.
You really needed some better role models growing up.
We've been searching for 3 weeks now, all on a stupid hunch. Yeah, well, we're gonna keep looking until the big man says so. This is a beautiful oak. There's just about enough timber in here for a heavy, intimidating ship. Let's deal with these campers first. Fucking hell, how do I fucking get to them? The clearing is occupied by a group of men sitting around a fire, their equipment strewn about. The men all look young, but strong. It looks like they've been here a few days. Heel, okay, Skjern. I see you've made yourselves comfortable. One of them, a young man of about 18 winters, looks up from the fire and stands to address you. The others remain seated, but exchange sideways looks. Here, okay, sir. We didn't expect to meet anyone here, and thought it would be alright to set up camp. The young man looks nervous and signals for the others to stand. They look at each other briefly before standing, only to hover awkwardly as though unsure of what to make of the situation. You don't have to worry. I just want to ask a few questions. The young man seems to relax and makes a motion with his hand for the others to sit back down, which they reluctantly do. Sorry, we didn't want any trouble. Ask away. I'm gonna fail this perception check. I'm terrible at these checks. Perception field. You notice a skinned deer that lies dead at the perimeter, some of its meat boiling in the pot. Where are you from? Down south. What are you doing here? Just passing through. We're, merchants. If you're merchants, I'm sure you've got something to trade. The young man darts his eyes around the camp, seemingly searching for something. Just a couple of hides, 30 ortug of silver. Speaking of hides, these are my woods, as is the game that inhabits it. The young man seems taken aback, a nervous look falling over him. Oh, we're sorry. Give me a moment. The young man fumbles with a small pouch and hands it to you. Here, take this and the hides from the kill. Now that's dealt with. I have some more questions. Alright. What? I'm going to take a look around your camp. Sure, feel free. What am I looking for? They're obviously up to something. They're obviously hiding something. I should just tell them to leave, basically. I should just tell them to fuck off out of my fucking woods. What are they at like? I just want to know. I just want to know what they're really up to. If only I had better perception. I just do not see anything. There doesn't really seem to be anything else I can do here. I think I can basically only just leave him alone. It's going to come back to bite me in the ass if I don't do something. I should fight them maybe. I can't do anything else. Ah well, whatever, fuck them. Let's look. Let's just explore the woods then until we find all the trees we're looking for. Ah, a large old elm. This is strong timber. If we use this, I can build a ship with plenty of room for cargo. We found a decent selection of timber now. We have some good options. Are you ready to make your decision? I'm satisfied with the current selection. Usually ash. Very good. I'll fetch some of the boys and come back to harvest the tree, if you're certain. I've made my decision. I'll go back to Skjern then, and get started immediately. Come see me there if you need anything else. Those boyos in the forest are gonna fucking do something to fuck me. I can sense it. I can sense it. Ho there! I've sent Sonny and Megan and Skjern out to the forest to harvest the timber you chose for the ship. All that's left is to name it. Cool. Name your ship. It's a good one. Good name for a ship. It's called Defiant. Not a bad name, Defiant. I'll let Rurik know. Maybe he'll be able to carve some decorations to match. Yeah. 5 skill points. Let's see if that's enough to get more healing. Yes, we need heal. We need more healers. Yes, finally. I don't think there's anything else I can do about those guys, other than just engage in combat. Hola, guess God, I can't tell you how excited I am to finally build a longship. This is going to be my masterpiece. Just you wait. I know you're working on the ship, but we may need more work done around the village. Torfin casts a look across his surroundings as though picturing the improvements he might make. Yes, I've had the same thought. Do you have anything in particular in mind? We must upgrade the longhouse to improve our standing for the next all thing. Torfin stretches his neck to get a good long look at the longhouse. as though he doesn't spend most of his time within a stone's throw of it in the first place. Yes. In my opinion, there are two ways we can go with that. We could build it up into a stronghold befitting a king, or we can expand it into a proper mead hall. A stronghold would be invaluable in coordinating overseas war efforts. If you want to build a strong presence across the sea, I'm certain that would be the way to go. On the other hand, a mead hall would be a great way to build up prestige at home and strengthen relations with our neighbors. Everybody loves a good feast. Do you have anything else in mind? We ought to build palisades around the village instead of relying on these old earthworks. That sounds like a splendid idea. If you hope to get a foothold across the sea, we should first see to the defenses of our homestead. I think I would start by replacing that old fence with some proper walls. The next step would be to build a larger platform to secure good footing for defenders. Then finally, if we can afford it, I would build watchtowers on each of the gates. We can leave the south flank open as the river and the bridge acts as natural defenses from that side. Do you have anything else in mind? Sounds like a good plan. I'll get the work started as soon as we're ready. What about these guys in the fucking forest? Like, I have to find a way to deal with them. I'll go back and fucking see if there's no other options. I should have just asked them to leave the forest. Like, they're clearly up to no good. So, if I can't get another dialogue option, I'll see if I can't just engage them in combat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's bones here. A deer.
What?
Looks like wolves got her. Poor little creature never stood a chance.
Are you done? Okay. They're up to something. They're up to something. That's a fine spear. These guys must be well trained. A sword out of its sheath. Looks like these guys were expecting trouble. Anything else? For merchants, you seem very well armed. The young man seems taken aback, a nervous look falling over him. We better get moving. I think it's time we leave. There's something off about these guys. I don't think we should let them leave just yet. Everyone and their mother has a weapon. That's reason enough to be suspicious. You're not leaving without giving me some answers. Young men grow nervous, sending each other more looks. We're not. No. The young men scramble around the camp and manage to produce weapons before you have time to react. That serves me right for being such a fucking pacifist. I try my best to avoid unnecessary combat. Okay, so who's up? Who's up? Who's got? Where's this guard? There he is. That's 88% chance to hit. Kettle, make me cry. Have any weapons? And he's flanked to top it off. This dude doesn't have weapons either. I have to give these fuckers weapons like God damn it. I would have assumed they would have come with weapons. Vivian. You stay where you are, Vivian. How that works.
Awaits.
I can't feel my everything.
Thank you.
Couple minutes like that, and I've earned a runestone.
Missed. Fuck. Son of a fucking bitch. Beat the shit out of this guy. I can't believe these guys are unarmed. What a fucking disaster. It's everybody.
I'm sorry. I can't go Go on. Thank you.
Like that, and I've earned a runestone.
Missed. Son of a fucker. Excellent. Yeah, we defeated the young whippersnappers. It just goes to show they need to respect their elders. So now let's loot the shit out of them. I need more weapons. I need more fucking gear for my people. That's it, nothing. They don't have fucking anything. Fuckers. Nothing else here. Okay. Let's go on to the east. Eastwood. You're an X guy. You're an X guy for sure. I think it's a two-handed weapon though. What are you? You are a bow guy. I don't have any spare bows. Right, it's got a two-handed axe, and that's not really what I'd put his points into. Put his points into the single-handed axe. One-handed melee, and then you have the bigger axe here, which he has no points in. So I need to find more gear, really. No, yeah, give him points in fucking big axe. Yeah, there we go. Sorted. But he's still without his bow. I need another bowman. Next time I come across a blacksmith, I'll ask them to make some more weapons. Okay, to the east, to the east. Let's go. Occupied. 10 hours. Is that ages? That's ages away. Fuck it. Let's go. Oh, they're going hungry, see? If you travel too far, they start to get hungry. So you need to stop off and get everyone fed. Right, let's have a gander. I select anyone to hunt? I can't recall. I'll have to watch out for hunting next time. Right, I need to get people healed up so I can do hunting again. So, heal. Does anyone else have hunting? In the morning, as your herd are packing down the camp and preparing to move out, you notice a hole in the bottom of your sacks. Damn it. Half of the contents of my rations discarded. No. Your scouts have found something of interest nearby. But what have they found? There's no real indication here on the map screen. What was it exactly? What was it that was so of interest that you found? Yes, cattle selfie. Hunting, please. Thank you very much. Which rounds are we light on guards? Get to guard in this rank as well. Scouting. Scouting again. Okay. Make camp. Let's go. Let's do it. You've trekked it for the better part of a day under the dark and ominous clouds. When it begins, a small tap on your shoulder, a frigid droplet on the cheek. Icy pellets spill from above as a torrent of hail overtakes you. The howling wind whips frozen rain against you, and a cry of dismay rises from your herdmen. Quickly, we can raise a lean-to and weather it here, weather it there. With haste, you and your followers set about raising a crude shelter from wood and hides. Though no one escapes from downpour completely, you are able to weather it in relative comfort. After a while, the downpour ceases, and the hail slackens to a cold, misty drizzle. All of your herdsmen have eaten. 10 of the herdsmen have become well rested. Your scouts have found nothing of interest. Ah, this shit. +1 net trap. What is this here? 13 wood. Ah, that's what the scouts are spotting. Very good. Let's go. Let's kick out whoever's occupying this campsite. I don't give a fuck who it is. They're getting fucking destroyed. We're bringing the clan back together. We're bringing everybody back. Everybody gets... the old clan back together again. I know that they all have weapons, whereas my new followers need weapons. So until I find another blacksmith or find some more weapons, I'll have to rely on my old crew. Done. Whoever you are, for occupying this campsite, you are evil, and I will destroy you. Shoot Kettle. Nothing. 43% chance. 18% chance. Putting you on interrupt. Wait, that's not Kettle. Who is this? Skarsgård. Right, okay. Kettle. Run on ahead to this cover here. More reliable Kettle. 85% chance. 60% chance. Activated spot traps. Okay, and yourself. I think you'll be fine here. Okay, let's go. Damn healers. The healers are such a pain in the butt. Bah! Bah! We got shield hook. Well, shield hook wouldn't be very much use to me. Speed the shit out of him. Fuck out of this guy. Epic. No one's really been hurt yet, no? No one's really been hurt yet. Just get you behind cover. What is this move that you can do? Death Blow. Deals double damage, but can only target immobilized enemies. Okay. Lock off one of the limbs as well. Do you have a charge attack? No. Okay. Just chase after that person and kill the shit out of them. Cool. 83% chance, 0% chance. Kettle, you're a killing machine.
You just realized you're outclassed, didn't you?
70% chance. Okay, take care of it. Take fucking care of it. Get rid of this fucker. Oof. Nice. Finish him. Better than Legolas. Kettle is better than Legolas. He's a fucking legend. Yeah, that's it. Run away, you fuckers. No mercy. No mercy. Great! Wonderful. Another campsite. Destroyed. Everyone's got their task. Everyone's got something to do. Is she disgruntled because she's always doing the cooking? Maybe. Who fucking knows? She's got cook rank 3. That she does. That she does. Okay. Who eats first? Healthiest, weakest. Okay, make camp. Your herd is taking a shortcut across a frozen lake. You've just reached the other side when a loud crunching noise nearby makes you jump. Where Rushka was walking moments before, all you now see is a long, jagged hole in the ice. The rest of your herd quickly covers the rest of the distance to the shore. Man, my perception fucking sucks. So I'm going to order someone else to jump in after Rushka. He's got goo perception. Kettle would have goo perception. Kettle will do it. Kettle quickly ditches his equipment on the shore, jumps back onto the ice, and dives into the hole. You all gather on the edge of the ice, eyes locked on the fateful hole. Within mere seconds, Kettle explodes out of the water, dragging Rushka after him. Unfortunately, due to the time Rushka spent in the water, she is certain to develop a nasty cold in short order. You let her dry herself off and sit for some time wrapped in blankets until everyone is ready to continue. I think that could have been worse. Well rested. Everyone's well rested and well fed. Wonderful. Delightful. Delightful. And let's check out the stuff. Slow security. Okay, let's go. Let's grab all the shit. We did it! We made it! Ida stops ahead of the group and points northwards up towards a hill silhouetted against the sky. There it is, on that hill. Recognize the stones. Hamlet, where we stayed all those years ago, must be up ahead. Why did you pass through here back then? I had just been married. We're heading west to take over his uncle's farm. Uncle's wife died young. Gave him no children. It was a small farm, but we worked hard to make it better. How did you meet so far from the village? Oh, he wasn't raised in Skjern. His family spread all across the country, even had kin among the Franks. His parents lived on the coast in a large city in a bay, where my family also lives. We were so deeply in love. Bah, got me rambling like an old woman. Let's see if that hamlet is still where I left it. Anything I should know about this hamlet? Wasn't much to look at when I was here last. Just a couple of shacks and a small temple. Lagodi was hospital, but warned us sternly against disturbing the grave. Had no such notion until he told us not to, of course. Then it was suddenly the only thing on my mind. Where did you sleep while you were here? Spent the night in the temple. Godi had a young son, not the brightest child, but had a powerful curiosity. Kept us up half the night with his questions. Lad must be a grown man now. Strange to think it was so long ago. Let's see what this place has in store for us. Okay, cool. It's a good place to leave it and just want to take a break. See you next time with Kane Damo playing Expeditions Viking.